Over there at that Park Place, Assassin's Creed Shadows is delayed again. Will this game be the end of Ubisoft?
Doom posting.
We'll get into more of that at the bottom because Ubisoft's are already in a bad situation.
Oh, I'm aware.
Ubisoft has delayed Assassin's Creed Shadow for a second time, pushing its release back to March 20th, 2025. Originally set for November 12th, 24, later moved to Valentine's Day of 25. The game's development continues to be plagued by delays.
I'm curious, really quick, how does like a month make a big difference for your developers?
As we'll get into it. We'll get into it. Give us a minute.
Okay.
Because Ubisoft has not had a good release of a game in the longest of times.
Fair.
This game could be catastrophic for Ubisoft, and it's possible for the company's very survival banks on it. Given everything we've seen up to this point, with a major decline in ongoing public statement, it's not looking good for the French developer. In Ubisoft's official statement, it framed the delay as a decision to ensure quality. As part of the renewed focus of gameplay quality and engaging day one experiences, it has been decided to provide an additional month of development to Assassin's Creed Shadow, Ubisoft said. The additional time will allow teams to better incorporate the player feedback gathered over the past 3 months and help create the best contributions for launch by continuing to engage closely with the increasingly positive Assassin's Creed community. The game is now scheduled for March 20th.
Is that a quote?
So really quick.
That is a quote.
That is a quote.
Okay.
That is straight a quote.
From that, if they live up to the promise, I think it's a good thing that they took their time and are like, hey, we want to do this right. We're listening to you guys. If that's actually what they're doing.
Oh no, absolutely. I think me and George agree. We're both of the mindset that if you need to delay a game to make a better game, you should delay the game to make a better game.
Correct.
Yeah. And that's the issue that Cyberpunk had, was that like there was too much hype around it that they needed to release it. And
well, but they also had so many delays already on that game.
Exactly.
It was announced way too early.
Exactly. Circling back to your question earlier, what does a month do? Unless you are in QA, absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
However, I think they are in QA at this point. It would make sense for them to be.
One would hope by now they are.
One would hope, seeing how we're on a month away from the previous release date. One would hope that we are in QA. So realistically, this month could mean a lot, because if they are in QA, you have a lot more time to get what they're saying about the like player feedback. That's all true. The part that I disagree with is the increasingly positive Assassin's Creed community, because there have been multiple times that this community has outspoken about this game. Usually every time a new Assassin's Creed game is announced, they're overwhelmingly positive feedback at the time of its announcement.
Uh-huh.
But like this was the first one where I saw negativity for it,
which is like, in this article.
Yeah, okay.
It is further down.
Okay.
So let I'm gonna go ahead. So we can hold Jamie in suspense and keep him curious of where we're going with this, because this game has gone through the ringer. Day one experience quality would be a refreshing change of pace for Ubisoft. Jeez. Its release of Star Wars Outlaws last year saw a slew of game-breaking bugs and glitches at launch. Things got so bad that PlayStation gamers who paid for early access to the game had their save files wiped by a bug prior to the full launch. That's one of the issues that has come up recently. This is why they're getting more time to try to do bug fixes at this point.
Uh-huh.
This is a quote. We are all behind our teams team's efforts. We are all behind our team's efforts to create the most ambitious Assassin's Creed opus. Thank you. opus of the franchise and made the decision to provide an extra month of development to Shadows in order to better incorporate player feedback gathered in the past 3 months that will enable us to fully deliver on the potential of the game and finish the year on a strong note. This is their second delay. One of the most continuous aspects of Shadows is its deviation from the franchise norms. Unlike previous titles, where historical figures like Leonardo da Vinci, George Washington, or Cleopatra have served as NPCs, NPC allies. I can't speak tonight. Offering
Give me
guidance
just a
and
second.
missions, Shadows introduces Yasuki. Is that the correct way to say, Job?
Yasuke.
Yep, Yasuke. Thank you.
All right, give me just a
A
second.
historical black samurai as a playable protagonist instead of the original male Japanese assassin. This marks
Interesting
the
change.
This marks the first time an Assassin's Creed game has centered on a real life figure, a decision that has not been well received by all corners of the fan base. Many players feel Yasuke's inclusion is a forced departure from the series' DNA, insulting to the Japanese culture that's supposed to be celebrating in Shadows. This led many to question Ubisoft's motives and given the history of the company. Critics then went on to argue that Ubisoft has bent historical accuracy to fit in modern culture trends rather than staying true to the franchise's ethos, all to chase social clout and promote a specific ideology. Do you want to chime in, Jub? I can hear the anticipation of you like ready to start speaking. Are you still there? I think we lost Justin.
We might have.
Okay, and I guess I'm going to continue on until
I'll make a comment here.
Go for it.
My background's in history. I have a bachelor's in history.
Yes.
And I don't like where this is going. I mean, we've talked about it before. I don't like a lot of these changes for change's sake.
Well, and so the thing is, so
I'm back. Catch me up. Sorry.
Oh, you left. Okay.
Yeah, I said that multiple times.
I didn't hear you.
I didn't hear you.
Okay. To catch you up, went on to talk about how critics argue that Ubisoft has bent historical accuracy to fit modern culture using Yasuke. The problem is, Jamie, the gentleman did exist in actual history. I've heard him.
Yeah,
I saw that.
so Yasuke did exist. We know this for sure. What is unclear and never fully documented was if he was a samurai or not.
Correct.
Because it was known that I might be wrong about this. It was known that he was a slave, but it wasn't known if he was a samurai. But it was known that he was real and he was there.
I believe you're correct. And so this is why in the Japanese market they kind of threw a fit over this, because there is no historical proof he should be a samurai. There's nothing saying he shouldn't.
But there's nothing saying he should either.
So as everybody put it, you could have still had him in the game and had him, like George Washington and such, a character you can still, talk to and interact with. But the safe and easy road would have been for Ubisoft to do what all Assassin's Creed fans wanted and just keep to the status quo. Make an original character that you played as and you lived in the world. Because the idea is that's supposed to be you in the world. You are taking on, that body.
Yeah.
It's not a real person that you have to, I'm just playing as them.
I believe this is the first Assassin's Creed game where you play as a historical character.
It is.
Yes. Yeah, you were gone when we went over that part.
Oh, okay.
The decision to feature Yasuke also alienated many longtime fans who've been clamoring for a feudal Japan setting for over a decade. Many anticipated a more traditional Japanese male protagonist, a samurai, ninja, or assassin rooted in local culture. Instead, Ubisoft choice has left many feeling disconnected from the experience they envisioned. Combined with delays these frustrations paint a grim picture. Ubisoft has struggled to maintain trust with its player bases and the controversies surrounding Shadows. So here's where we get to the actual market capital.
Oh god.
Yeah. Now, mind you, we have to take into consider inflation, and the stock price is pretty much back to 2015.
Oh, okay.
Oh dear.
Oh dear. Ubisoft's financial struggles have been well documented as of late. As that Park Place previously reported, these delays come from in a critical time for the French developer. The company has experienced a significant decline in market value from 12.17 billion in January 2021 to a 1.78 billion by January 2025. That's an 85% drop. That's huge. And this is why they're making the comment that this might be it for Ubisoft. If this game fails, Ubisoft is not going to have money in the tank.
Well, you can look this up as well. They declared bankruptcy. Like Q3 last year, I think.
Yeah. So with debts exceeding $2 billion, the company is essentially upside down and facing looming threats of buyout or bankruptcy in 2025. If Assassin's Creed Shadow fails, the company could face losses in the hundreds of millions, which would almost certainly spell doom. I mean, that's not good. That's a really bad situation to be in.
No.
I feel bad for Ubisoft. I played 2 of the Assassin's Creed games, and they're good. They're fine. Not my exact taste, but like Jordan loves them. Jordan has this thing already pre-ordered. He's been watching each of these delays as he's paid it off already.
I hope it goes well for Ubisoft. I like them as a company. They've done some great things. I really liked when Notre Dame was burning in that fire. As it was burning, they got permission years before when they did their Paris game to like use drones and scan it. They were like, "This is yours. Have it. Use it for your restorations." As it was still happening, unprompted, they did that.
That's awesome.
You know, yes. I'm confused though. Ubisoft comes out with a Just Dance every year. That's not keeping them completely floating through?
You really think it does?
No, I don't. I was being facetious. Like, I know they sell well with Just Dance, but I really doubt, especially with paying for all the music licenses of it, that they really make any money off Just Dance.
No, they're getting the money off the subscription.
Yeah, that's really and that's why they push that so hard. But I don't know if they're selling enough of those to even continue it. I don't even know how well the last Just Dance sold.
I feel like Just Dance is like the sports games. If you're really into them, you're really into them. But if like you don't care, you don't care.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. That's 100% correct. And I think that's just unfortunately where a lot of Ubisoft games are getting to, that you're either all for the idea of it, or you just don't care and you just ignore the company altogether at this point. Again, Star Wars' launch was horrible. And I mean, the game didn't even look good in my opinion. That's my opinion. From everything I've seen, I got pretty bad reviews also overall. And again, the game was broken from day one.
Which is unfortunate.